Like what? Like I like literally less than a year ago, I was a bedside nurse who was like somewhere every day of the week with the worst possible schedule and so exhausted. And now I made $1 million online. Like I just don't even know how that happened. I still today, like every time I think about it, I'm like, it's just such a crazy thing to do.
If you had to distill it down and somebody asked you, how do I make a million online? What would the first three things be that you'd say to them?
Well, the first is the one I already said, which is just start, because so
Sure.
many people get bogged down into like, how exactly am I going to do this and all this stuff? And I'm like, no, you just throw out whatever the idea is
Yeah.
and figure out some people it lands with, and then you can kind of create from there. So don't get stuck in that part. Number two, for me, was personally been successful, and it's something I'm attempting to do again right now through LinkedIn. So it's funny you were watching me on LinkedIn, is build community. So find other people that you would want to be in your sphere who are like-minded people or might want the thing that you're trying to create and incentivize them to be in community with you and do it in a very low barrier way. Like Facebook for me was super simple to create community because most nurse practitioners are around 40 years old. And so with that in mind, like Facebook is still a place that they lived.
Sure.
Now that's a little bit different when you start talking about NCLEX or RN or those sorts of things. Like they live on very different platforms, but find an easy, low barrier platform because sometimes people are like, oh, I'll create a Slack space or oh, create a circle or whatever. But you want to start at a place people already are. You don't want them to have to leave and go somewhere else. Like you want someone who's already scrolling through Facebook and then they're going to see in their feed a post from your group and they're like, oh, that's interesting. They'll click in, this sort of thing. And you really kind of have to feed that community and be really, really intentional about it. Because unless you're in there kind of incentivizing that engagement and really getting that going for people, it'll just be quiet. And
Sure.
I've seen that happen many, many times.
All right. So number one is just start. Number two,
Hmm.
create low barrier
Community.
communities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then number three is absolutely authenticity and just being really vulnerable. I can't tell you how many people that I attract to my corner of the internet just by like simply and transparently being my full authentic self. Like when I show up on Instagram, sometimes, I mean, over the weekend, I was like, I'm having a really, really bad OCD day today. And that's what this looks like for me in this moment. And like, here are the skills that I'm using. But people just want to see, they don't want the polished version, I guess is what I'm trying to say. People want a real human to buy from, someone who's relatable and personable. And you can only do that by being yourself.